Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So you can see I'm here with red face and no makeup. I thought I would do a demo video of the new Cashmere Complexion foundation and concealer from Avon. And we might as well. I have not tried it yet, so this is going to be a totally first impression. All I've done is when I showed it to you guys in the video and I swatched it on my hand, I haven't tried it yet at all. I have done my skincare routine prior to this video, and I used my Green Goddess CBD facial oil. And you guys can see I've been using it right along, so a little of it goes a long way. I also have under my Anew Power Serum, the eye cream, the Anew Clinical Eye Lift Pro, and I have on for moisturizer the Dr. Belmeur Hydra Cica cream. Now, as you can see, this tube is basically to the end. I really like this moisturizer a lot. It does not come in a tube like this. If you order it from Avon now, it comes in a jar. So what I will do is I'll put the description number for it in the or the product number for it in the description section below. But it comes in a jar now. This was a tube that was given to us at Rep Fest, so I guess it might have been like a demo or something like that, because it says on the back of it that it's not for sale. But I really, really like this. It just does not come in this tube form for Avon. It comes in a jar. So I thought first I would do a demo of the VDL Lumilayer Primer. I really, really like this primer. I've showed it to you guys a couple times, swatched on my arm, but I've never showed it in action before, so I thought I would. So this primer debuted in the last campaign. Let me see. We are in campaign 9 now. I haven't done my campaign 9 video. I'm actually going to do that today after I finish filming the demo. That's what I'm getting ready for right now, is to do the campaign 9 video. And so I'm looking at the 8 brochure right now, though, just to get this information. So the VDL, I think, is still on intro price of $32. So just so you know, but I really like this primer. I really, really do. So I'm hoping it's gloomy today. Like, it's gloomy every day, but I'm hoping that it will come through, that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So it's a pump bottle. This is such luxurious packaging. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to pump some out onto my hand. So this is one pump here, and we're going to smooth it all over my face and see. I'm hoping that it shows. Can you see that pearlescent glow to it? I'm going to be using it a lot, so even if you don't see it now, you'll see it later in other videos. I just really like it. It's nice, and I actually went today because I was trying to do some research on what I found isn't much different than the I'm going to put just a little bit more on. Isn't much different on the VDL website than it is on the Avon site, but and I'm putting it right where, kind of where I would have a highlight anyway. So can you see, like in the viewfinder, to me it looks like it's showing up. Just that reflectiveness. I went on the VDL website because I wanted to see if I could get some more information, and basically what they have on there is the same information that they have on the Avon website. But I did notice that on the VDL website there are 360 reviews, and they have 4.6 out of 5 stars. That's pretty good. It's impressive for this product. I really, really like this primer. It's totally, like I said, a high-end primer. It's a luxury product, but I love it. And I love how my foundation sits on my face with it. Now, that being said, I have not tried it with the new foundation yet. Only the ink lasting is what I've usually been using. So I'm going to get out my foundation brush here. Nothing fancy, just my e.l.f. Blending brush, or does it say what it's called? I think it's like Complexion brush or blending brush. So this is the new Cashmere Complexion Foundation. And my shade is Marshmallow, I think. I have Marshmallow and Cheesecake. I think Cheesecake is Marshmallow is my shade here. And this is also still at the intro price. And I believe it's $22. Let me check and make sure. $21.99 is the shade. So this is what it says for the new foundation. 24 hours of comfortable, breathable wear, full flexible coverage with a matte finish, blurs pores and fine lines for a smoother complexion with antioxidant botanical extracts, ideal for all skin types, and it is vegan. So we're gonna see what happens. Now it does come with that giant doe foot applicator, and I have used a foundation like this before, actually from Clinique. So, and I'm just gonna dot it. Like, some people don't want to touch their face. I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm just going to dot it where I want to put it. And we'll see how that does and if I have to build up any more. Let me put a little bit more around my cheek area there. Okay, so we shall see. So I only used what was on there. And I'm just going to start blending it all in and we'll see what happens. It seems to be blending in nice. It's definitely matte. It's definitely matte. The coverage, I can tell you, just with one application, is not as good as the ink lasting. Can you see that I still have, like, you can still see my red spots quite a bit, my redness, the uneven texture. I mean, it's not bad. This would be fine, you know, especially in quarantine. But I'll probably, let me make sure it's blended in up here. I'll probably use a little bit more on my red areas. I think the shade is good for me. At first I thought the shade was going to be a little bit too warm. But now, when I see it in action, I don't think it's a bad shade for me at all. However, you can see I still have my redness here. So I don't know if I would consider this full coverage. I think a lot of foundations say they're full coverage and they're not. It's not just Avon that does that. I mean, I've had foundations before that are ridiculously expensive that I purchased at Sephora and they say full coverage and I'm like, full coverage my foot, you know. So I'm going to dot a little bit more here, here, a little bit more on the chin, maybe a little bit more here. I'm just kind of nervous because of it being matte. I don't want it to look cakey. I tried to moisturize really, really well before I sat down to do this because I didn't want it to look dry on me. So and I'm not really going up under my eyes too much because I don't want that matte to settle into any of my lines. I meant to trim my eyebrows before I sit down to do this. Yeah, that's better. The second coat coverage, a little bit extra coverage. So I would say, I mean, I did not, definitely the second time I didn't use everything that was on the applicator. I just kind of used some dots from it. So maybe like an application and a half, maybe? I don't know. I still don't know if I like it. This is just first impression, mind you, if I'm enjoying it as much as I like my ink lasting. Now I will say I feel slightly tacky but not bad. With the ink lasting, I definitely feel more like makeup-y, you know, to the touch. But this feels very matte. Like, some people, if you have dry skin or a normal to dry, you might not even need to set this with a powder. Sometimes I think I don't necessarily need to set with a powder. It's just a mental thing. like that's how I've done it forever. So it's kind of hard to sometimes get your mindset different. So, all right, now we're going to try the concealer. And the concealer shade I have is called Cheesecake. And the concealer is intro price at $14.99. And this says Cashmere Complexion Concealer, a Longwear Concealer, 24-hour comfortable wear, dreamy, lightweight texture, corrects dark circles and imperfections, soft focus, matte finish with antioxidant botanical extracts, vegan, and you get 0.2 fluid ounces for $14.99. The foundation is 1 ounce, 1 fluid ounce. So let's try the concealer and see what we think of that. Yeah, I'm not like hating it. I don't look like cakey or anything like that, but I just put it on. So we're going to have to see how it is. I don't have anything against a matte foundation. I used to always use matte foundations. I thought I always needed a matte foundation, but then as I aged, and also, I'm like counting off my finger, as I aged, and also as I began to take better care of my skin changed and became more normal, and so now I don't necessarily need a matte foundation because I don't have that oil that I used to have. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply this, and I'm going to apply it in the way, let me get my brush out first so that I have it. I'm going to apply it in the way that I watched it being applied in one of our Avon demo videos. There was one of the Avon employees was doing a demo of it, and she did it this particular way, so I'm going to try that. So what she did, and I had never seen that before, and she said that it's a way that they do it, and a lot of like YouTubers do it. I must be out of the loop. But it's where you, instead of dotting it underneath your eye, you make a V. So we're going to try that. I'm going to make a V. Actually, I'm going to do one at a time. I'm just using another e.l.f. brush here, because I don't want to come, I like the idea of this because I don't want to come up too high into my under eye area. But I definitely want more coverage and a little bit of brightening in my cheek area here. I always try to put a little bit in that corner there to lighten that up. And a lot of people, well, I don't know. I always put on my concealer for second after my foundation. That's not the way I used to do my makeup when I was younger, but I learned over time that it's better to do it that way because you use less concealer. It has a tendency to look less cakey because you're only applying what you need. The foundation is your canvas, and then the concealer is used, you know, to cover any blemishes or imperfections that show up after the foundation has been applied. I do think if you use your concealer first, it tends to get too made up looking, you know. So I can see a brightening effect here. I do think that this is a good shade for me. I'm glad I chose this one. I can see the difference. So let's put it on this one. I still worry about it being dry though as the day goes on. We'll just have to see. So, whoops. I guess maybe I shouldn't have put that extra foundation on if I was going to put some concealer here in this area, but it just kind of helps go over that redness a little bit more. Put some in my inside corner there. So I think this is just, I mean, me looking in the viewfinder, it's hard for me to tell, especially with the lighting today being so gloomy. I'm going to use what's on my brush to go right here. I got some redness there. I actually have a blemish right here in the middle of my forehead too, so I think I'm going to put just a little tiny dot on there. Just the tiniest little dot. I'm just so partial to the ink lasting. I really, really love it. And then you know, it's like one of those things, like you don't know what to do because I want a dewy look. Well, people, you know, then people say, well, you can use a matte foundation and still get your dewy look if you use this certain primer and you use this spray. And well, why don't I just use a foundation that gives me that look and I don't have to do it? It's like a thing, you know. But okay, so this is what I think. I think so far I like the coverage with the application and a half. I think it did a good job. I think I chose a good match for my skin tone. I like that it doesn't feel super tacky. I like that it doesn't look cakey at this time. It feels lightweight on my skin. It definitely feels lightweight. I don't feel like it's like heavy or masky. The ink lasting, even though I really love it, feels heavier than this. Definitely feels heavier than this. So if you have used that before. If you're going off of our old foundation, which would be like the Ideal Flawless, this is definitely lighter feeling than the Ideal Flawless, but the texture is different. It is lighter and it is more matte. It is definitely not going to give you that dewy glow finish that the Ideal Flawless concealer did. This is a matte foundation. Now I did bring a powder just because I'm me, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I need a powder. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid if I use a powder that it'll look cakey in a couple hours, but I'm afraid if I don't, it won't set. We're going to use a little bit. I'm just going to use a little bit of my Ben Nye Pretty Pink. And I'm only using a small tapered brush. I'm not going to use my big fluffy brush. This is an e.l.f. tapered brush, and I usually use this for highlighter. I'm just going to use it like lightly. Just kind of to set those areas where I did some extra work. I want it tapped off really good because I just don't want a lot of powder on there. Okay. And I do think that I'm going to use my NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. So let me grab that, which is over here, back here. Let me find it. Right here. So this is the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, and I really like this one for, you know, when I'm dry or if I look too powdery or anything like that. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spritz. I can see where the... Oh, I had it turned the wrong way. It's hard to find the little sprayer nozzle because it's all dark. Yeah, I actually really enjoy this. At first when I got it, I was afraid that it would give me, like, make me look greasy, but it doesn't at all. And the mister is pretty fine. Like, I can see it right now, but it's gonna... So, alright, well, we'll have to see how it goes. So, what I'm going to do is finish the rest of my makeup. I'm not on camera. I'm going to come back and do a second video that is a demo of the Super Shock mascara that I bought in the last haul. And then after I do that, I'm going to film my Campaign 9 video. So, there will be another video coming. So, you have to let me know what you guys think. And then it'll be interesting because I'm going to do the mascara video next. And then we'll do the campaign video after that. So it'll be like time lapse. So we'll be able to see how we think the foundation is doing. I don't think I look dry though. You know, at this point, I don't. I was afraid it would look drying, and I don't think it is. And especially in the summertime when it's humid, I think I might get some good use out of this. But I really, really love my ink lasting. But I will say that this Marshmallow shade is a good match for my skin. I can see right now that I think I picked the right one. Go me, because it's so hard sometimes, right, to pick the right ones. So I will list everything that you saw in the description section below with the product number, as well as a link to my e-store. And if you have any questions about the products, just throw them in the comment section and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one when we'll be doing some lashes. All right, take it easy.